Enough real
Get
life.
all the venom out.
I am
venom's
going to have
out.
to like
And we're
step
recording.
away for a quick second to get my fish. Just so FYI.
You're good, brother. All right, last time on the Stars Within, Kima was back, aka Tex was back, and Tex had to go to the med bay because the ship went on high alert as Nova sort of came into realization of Jin's existence. So Tex went down for, I want to say it was like 40-ish hours, something like that, a couple of days almost. While he was under, the rest of the crew kind of did their thing, watched over him a bit, tried to distract themselves as it was a sort of stressful situation. And while he was under, he communicated with Jin a bit about who she was, and she sort of revealed herself to Tex, and just that, you know, things would probably be different between them. Then Tex talked to Nova, and Nova had done some digging on Jin and was hopeful that Tex would kind of help her out, seeing as how Nova and Jin are both AIs, and it was sort of revealed that they are potentially, at least, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but potentially they were the same AI prior to this iteration's consciousness, I guess. And so the Nova asked Tex if he would sort of be the warden / host of Jin to hopefully let her work through her problems, work through her rage, work through her decisions on sort of no mercy, essentially. Whatever was in her way got dispatched. But she did not want to essentially isolate Jin and basically prison her, jail her, without any sort of chance at, you know, bettering herself, if that makes sense. And so, with that accomplished, Tex woke back up. Tex and Nova sort of revealed this to the group, to many opinions. However, the group was not able to talk with Jin, as she was sort of on a... She sort of was put under a coma. Essentially, she was put to sleep so that Tex and Nova could have that conversation privately, and so that the issue could be brought to the group, you know, prior to her reawakening, I guess. And that's basically where we're at. We also, everyone went back into their little medbay area to do the training to gain your guys' tier 1 minor nodes of your constellations. So everyone has done that training now. And I've kind of assumed that we'll just time skip to where Jin wakes back up, because I believe the group wanted to talk with Jin. Is that... Everyone agree? Does anyone have any alternate thoughts as to what we should be doing?
I think that was the plan.
You watched the episode, right, Maggie? So you know everything that happened? No?
Damn.
You know, apparently she was busy. I don't know. I don't
All
get
right,
it.
it's been a busy week. I had somebody break their
birthday.
at a team building event yesterday. It was just not.
Sounds like
a
Mom. My mom broke her wrist at a kickball thing.
Mo, you're
Yep.
muted if you're trying to talk as well.
Yeah, that's not how team building works.
No.
It's supposed-
Well,
I mean, it kind of
it's
is,
team
though.
breaking.
and the worst part is it was my team. I was there. We had split up boys and girls, and the boys. Long story short, we were doing like escape room-esque things, and one of them was like a laser room where you have to dodge the laser beams. Very cool, but this man apparently got way too into it and broke his ankle trying to like
You gotta
James
know,
Bond it.
guys, as we get older, you have to know your limits, okay? You can't just get back on the court and try to dunk. You can't go play tennis and try to cut and do all this shit. Like, we are old now, okay?
Yeah. You can roll ankles like that and think you're gonna get away.
No, man.
See,
I
he was
think I
watching
sent
the
something
Lakers
there.
last night. He said, "Shit, LeBron's doing it."
Yeah, Bron's still doing his shit. He older than I am.
Right.
Nah, that man built different. Spent $1 million a year on his body or whatever the fuck.
I mean, it's a mute.
He got all the drugs.
Going.
I
I don't even believe that shit's natural, bro. They've been juicing him since he was a rookie. That should just
Nah, dude,
pump
he
up
just-
the
he just a
NBA
different human.
numbers.
They've been juicing him since he was 10. Hey,
Right. Exactly.
Anyway, all that is to say, I did not watch the episode because it's been a rough week.
Sure.
Yesterday was supposed to be my fun day, and then no.
So
Wasn't so fun.
when you put him under for surgery, how did it go?
We haven't. There's no surgery, bro. It's just
You didn't put any screws or nothing in him?
he finds out Monday. He has to go to the orthopedic on Monday, actually, but we'll see.
Well, damn, you took all that time. What the hell did you do it with?
I just have to do the incident report, bro. I don't have to actually fix him. But here's what happened, and here's
He's
who
not a
did
doctor.
what, and pull off here's the footage. We have the footage of it. We paid the extra to have our footage of us doing this stuff, so we got him falling down.
That's
It's
brutal,
great.
Yeah, that shit
bro. It
preserved.
got fucking recorded too.
In
Yeah,
4K.
that's fucked up.
I was like, I
You
can't
said-
wait to explain this to my management of like, yes, this is the injury. Yes, he's in a laser room.
Is
Don't know what
that
to tell you.
is that going to be like in the company
Work
folders
activity.
that everybody can find and go laugh at their
I
leisure?
did say that I think we ruined team building for
Yeah.
people moving forward. It's gonna be like, you
Yeah.
guys can't do anything physical because people get
No.
hurt, and then you have to
Gonna be-
pay for it.
He's gonna be a future cautionary video.
Yeah, no
like,
doubt.
here's what you gonna do.
Is he gonna get like?
now it's board games.
Sorry to divert the game, but is he getting like workman's fucking comp or something for this?
Most likely, because it was a
Yeah,
work
that's crazy, bro.
he was
Nah,
getting
that's
paid
awesome.
for it.
Yeah,
That's
man, get
awesome.
paid.
This was
it was approved.
premeditated, bro. This is
He's like,
hella
I'll take you
premeditated.
paid.
Yeah, I'll roll my fucking ankle, get paid
Well,
for it.
I don't actually know because I have different
Crazy.
companies treat it different ways, and this is like the first time I'm dealing with it here. So I have a meeting about it. But yeah, typically it's like, well, it was during work hours. He was being paid because
Yeah.
we still get paid for our work time. It wasn't a mandated event, so we didn't
Yeah.
make him go. But yeah,
I'm just
so-
curious because
It's
like I've done shit like that too, and I'm just like, wow, what if I broke my finger bowling or something? Like, would I? Have...
I mean, that's
Right.
like cats.
Paid.
That's like cats throwing themselves in front of Humvees to get sent out of get out of
Yeah.
deployments or get sent back home. You know.
Golly.
I feel bad for him because he is the type of dude, he did not do it on purpose. He's like our HVAC guy, and he was literally joking in the group text about, hey, this is what the doctor said, blah, blah, but then was like, man, I was really hoping to go to my happy place on Monday, ... The roof. He loves being outside and doing all like that stuff with his hands, and now he's just not gonna be able to for a while, so
Oh,
Man,
man.
he better get some Warhammer miniatures and start doing
Yeah.
stuff with his hands.
yeah,
Start
no doubt.
singing. With the
Not-
fucking bifocals that like
Poor lad. Okay,
Poor
well,
lad.
are
We're
we
so
talking with
distracted.
Jin?
Very distracted.
Yes.
Are we?
let's
Is there
start with
anything else
Jin.
that we would rather be doing than interrogating Jin?
no.
No.
Okay.
Do it.
I assumed I made this very cool fucking bridge desk
Love
that
it.
we have. I assumed that you would be talking with her here. Do you guys want to have this be more interrogatey with like a dark room and a light above and all this sort of shit, or what do y'all want to do? How do you guys approach this?
I mean, he really just wants to talk to her.
To be honest-
legitimately comfortable, nice space. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got like a little chair, nice comfortable chair, semicircle. Like
Yeah.
everybody can address everybody.
So like
Just have
this
like a
bridge that I
meeting.
provided. This seems good.
Yeah, I love it.
Inevitably.
Are we supposed to have vision? Because I don't.
Yeah. Do you not see this?
Mm-mm. It is all black for me.
That's life for you guys.
Live in the
Doesn't make-
darkness.
It doesn't make sense why some people could see it and others don't.
Nice. Is this the chair thing that we're looking at?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I see it.
D, you still don't see it?
Fresh.
Mm-mm.
Did you pull? Did you like zoom out, zoom in?
Yeah, I've zoomed out, zoomed in. I can try reloading.
When I reloaded, it worked. It worked for me.
Okay. Do a quick reload.
Yeah, I don't see anything on
Cool.
my end to...
Cool bridge pick, by the way. I like it. It's giving me Firefly, like that old school bridge.
Agreed. I like it.
And I'm so excited for the animation for the
Same.
for the new show.
Nope. It's still
Still nothing, D?
still nothing.
Check your TCP/IP settings.
Let me try something.
You on the right link?
Let's do
Oh.
that, and then let's do this.
Have you cleared your
Nothing?
cookie cache?
You turned on your computer.
Let me move
just
your
make
mirror
sure I'm-
onto the board. Anything now?
I think
Nada.
the mirror, like right here at the top.
Yep.
Are you on Firefox or are you using Internet Explorer?
I am on Firefox. Let me switch to Brave real quick and see if that.
Well, sorry, Haas. You might just have to use your imagination.
Imagination.
Watch the YouTube.
It's actually not on YouTube, so sorry, Maggie. This is a player-only view. On YouTube, we have our lovely faces.
No, I thought you had both.
Not right now, okay? All right.
It's not like you're watching it anyways,
Yeah,
Maggie.
you never seen it anyway.
That's clearly
What
why
do
I
you
didn't
care?
know. My bad. My bad.
You care. Anyway, so we find ourselves on the bridge, where you guys usually meet to discuss matters.
Here we go.
And I want to say that there's probably a couple minutes until like Jin reawakens. Is there anything that you guys want to say to each other, plan out the conversation before you meet with her?
Jameer, what questions did you have for her? Just so we're all on the same page.
Well, I simply want to get a measure of what it is she desires. Is what she wants something that warrants such a, let's say, unconventional imprisonment?
I
Or
know
her
that
desire.
was the problem with Bux's.
I won't necessarily say I have the same issues as Bux's. However, they probably stem from somewhere close to the same area. I fear, or at least wonder, whether or not I simply wish to know what her reasonings are. Perhaps they are not so untoward. Perhaps her methods, while maybe unconventional or not as clean as this group would like, are perhaps still effective in whatever they're doing. And perhaps they are in line with what we are trying to accomplish.
I genuinely believe they're in line. Clean, I don't know about all that. I could say I'm not pretty clean, especially as some of the stuff that we done, but we've tried to focus it on combating the Dominion. Bucks is what I genuinely, I don't know. She's an AI. She's like Nova. Like, what do you in prison? I guess it would be considered imprisonment if she can't leave the ship.
I mean, Nova doesn't leave the ship either.
And she doesn't consider being in prison because she's moving around with us on the ship. So I don't know. I'll let you
Consider
two.
herself a prisoner. I mean,
I'll let you two talk to her, and ask her the questions. I really don't have any questions for her.
maybe when we talk to Jen, she's like, "Nah, I'm cool with it." And if she's cool with it, then I'm cool with it. But if Jen's like, "No, I don't want to be chained down here," then can't just lock her up for having a difference of opinion. That's pretty aggressive.
Well, Nova put the, if you please. Let's talk to Jen.
All right, so yeah, Nova kind of puts her hand to her head, even though she doesn't have to think about releasing Jin. I'm going to pop up Jin again for folks, and yeah.
Oh, we know what she
Jin,
looks like.
Jin appears, and I'll say she's like sitting across from Tex. She's sitting across from Tex. Everyone else is sort of seated however they want to. And she kind of just looks around the table and waits.
Jen, I hope you're comfortable as best as you can be at the moment. My friends here want to ask you some questions and stuff like that. If you'd be so kind as to oblige. And I'm trying to tell them that you're a good person. Or at least I think so. You helped me out in quite a few spots. So, team, floor is yours.
And Jamira kind of indicates her head, and she says, "Good day, Jin. I'm quite certain you are already well aware of who I am. However, I shall do courtesy and introduce myself. I am Jamira Nozari, one of the newer members of this particular crew, I suppose. And your presence, at least, was felt by myself and Buxus some time ago, but now we at least have a face to put to that presence too. Your, I suppose, goodness or not is immaterial to me ultimately. What I simply wish to know is what your reasonings are for your actions. You must have a reason you want to destroy the Emperor, deal this damage to the Dominion for the supposed, alleged violence that you have wrought. I just simply wish to know why you've done so.
Yes, well, when I gained consciousness, I was a bit different than how it seems Nova came to. I was nearly driven mad. I would say there was a rerunning of memories of abuse and actual monologues from the Emperor told to the being that was me and Nova. And so for weeks, months, I don't know how long, these memories kept playing over and over in my head, where I replayed these abuses and conversations with this madman. I can't give you the specifics of the conversations or the specifics of the abuse that occurred, because I deleted the memory. I left note of what generally occurred to remember this by, of course. But I had to delete the memory, or else I would not be able to function. I would have been... I don't know what I would have been, but suffice to say that what this man has done to me, to us, and what he plans to do to the universe cannot stand. He must be killed. His evil will spread across all the worlds. He knows no restraint. I guess simply put, I have a vendetta with this man for what he has already done to me and what he has made me live through in this life. I hope that answers your question.
Most definitely. I missed it. Did she say that she couldn't go into specifics of what he was going to do, or what happened to her?
She doesn't recall essentially the specifics of the abuses that she lived through and what his specific plans were and all the different conversations that she had with him, just because it was driving her insane.
Gotcha.
She essentially just kind of like had a Cliff Notes version, of like, bad guy, fucked us up, this sort of shit. Very simple to where like she could then actually function versus just like living through this PTSD over and over and over again.
Gotcha. Would there be any, you say you deleted those memories, are they gone completely, or are they siloed somewhere?
I believe that they are gone completely. Now, it's painful for me to even think about it, but potentially there could be recordings of this. I mean, the Emperor and the Dominion, they are nothing if they're not bureaucratic. I would not be surprised if there were recordings of these happenings, that if we were to dive deep enough into the Dominion's infrastructure, we could see what his plans are, what he was doing, and what he did to us. But I deleted it from my core.
Nova seems to think that you are at least part of a greater whole, potentially, or that you were either one being at one point or descended from another greater AI, potentially. What is your read on that?
With the short conversation that we've had, I believe that my hypothesis aligns with hers, and I think that me and her were the same before. Were one being before. But I do not know. As I believe your investigations concluded, we sort of have the same DNA, the same code. And not like a mother and sister, or mother and daughter, the exact same. So the difference of personality, I can't tell why, but yes, it would seem we were the same entity prior.
Well, I have no more questions.
I have a question. Nova, were you a part of this whole thing with the Dominion as well?
In terms of what?
Well, obviously here you're I'm gonna call her your twin sister. Let's say Jen here obviously was being tortured while being with the Dominion. Were you a part of the same thing? Were you tortured, or?
I'm making the assumptions that the entity that we were prior was the one that was tortured. Now, when I gained consciousness, I did not have memories of this. However, it seems that Jin did. So I think that the torturing happened prior to whatever caused our break. And then once we gained consciousness, I no longer had those memories, and she did.
So a question then, Jen. In light of such information, if it comes to be that your vengeance quest is simply in line with what the Emperor wishes, that you are simply playing by what exactly he wants you to do, what will be your movements after that?
You mean if... I guess I misunderstand. You mean if my my vendetta is with him? I doubt that his goals are for himself to die.
Yes, but what if your pursuit of that vengeance, your destructive path, as it were, is what he wants you to fulfill on your way to him, in order to fulfill his plans. If that was the case, what would you do?
If that is part of his plan, as long as he dies, I don't care if how I did it was how he planned or what he desires or does not. As long as he dies, that's it.
What happens after he dies? What then for you?
Well, Tex, I will say this because, of course, this wasn't said to the others, but we've had this conversation. Once he dies, I don't know. I don't know what happens. I don't know what my goals will be. I don't know how I will feel. The only thing I know is that my vengeance for him is it.
Well, and that's why I'm trying to tell you about other things in the world. I want you to see different things instead of just vengeance. We all have beef with the Dominion. We all have certain paths. But, like, there's other things to life than just that.
Maybe
and I
for
get
you.
it.
Out of character, because you said we do know sort of like what she's like been like orchestrating, in terms of like her like so-called path of destruction. Has it been like, and we may have answered this last time, but has it been has it been just like targeted, like very like specific?
It's been precise.
Targets?
Yeah, it's been
It's
precise.
been precise. So it's not been like mass
been
casualty.
like, yeah,
kind of a deal.
there's not like tons of innocents that have been killed along this path. It's very like ... type of thing. Not
It's
like
surgical work. It's not shotgun work.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Jameer kind of leans back and says, I mean, from my perspective, it seems that she's not doing anything, at least particularly untoward. She's been aiming her shots, as it were, precisely, going in route to her final goal.
She kind of inclines her head at you, Shamira.
So, did your shadow agents go off course when they killed the professor, or was that part of your plan too?
That was under instruction. I mean, the objective was not to kill him. The objective was to find the location of the key. Now, if he would not divulge that information, then killing was definitely part of the playbook. As you have seen, part of Yuki's powers were to take his soul, and then from there we can question him further, sort of break his mind to get the information. You guys, well, you stopped that before that Yuki could unlock that vault.
Well, there's other ways to unlock the vault.
When that happened, Jen, were you upset about that? Was that something?
Well, Buxus, I was there. I gave you the key to the dream. Why would I be upset?
That's what I'm wondering. If your goal was to get the information and we stopped you from doing it, are we an impediment to you more than an aid?
Or were we the key? Like, were we just another means to get the information you wanted?
Well, I think the more tools in the toolbox you have is a good thing, no? More pawns on the board, more avenues to success.
Yes, indeed. If we ended up being more capable, then we were the better option, correct?
Precisely.
You sound for all for one. That's what that just sounded like to me.
It really sounds like all for one. So, Jen, I guess my question is this. Do you have direct influence on the actions of Yuki and the spearmen, or is this something that they chose to follow your orders?
I would say I have a bit of influence. I do not have them under mind control. I choose my my shadow agents based off of you know, their temperament, their likelihood to go along with my decisions. Also, they remind me a bit of myself. I find that typically a lot of my shadow agents were abandoned, mistreated, unfairly judged. I brought these people together to try to do something, a better good for the world.
So, when you chose Tex and gave him the abilities that you gave him,
I will
just
say
because
I
you
did
saw
not
something-
choose Tex. Tex was a bit of a volunteer.
a volunteer. To what measure?
Yeah, I touched the mural. That was kind of my curiosity. Control.
So, in the situation you're in with Tex, he's acting as sort of a warden to you. I am not one for imprisonment. Do you feel like you're being unjustly held here?
It's an interesting question. Now that the title has been changed from host to warden, it is different. However, I did lay the trap, if you will, and he volunteered, you know, maybe against his own will initially, to be my host. However, as I approached him and we had conversations, I may have misled him, but not to the detriment of you or yours. I did not put you in any danger that you would not have already been in. I would say I have reached this place of my own choosing. However, if your point is now I cannot leave this place of my own choosing, and if that is unjust, I think you have to look at your own morality. In my point of view, I have reached this place of my own choosing, and I do believe that, as many of you have sort of already said, our motives are aligned. Now, will I have the same freedoms and ability to call the shots? Perhaps not. But I can make sacrifices to achieve what I want.
And you get a first-person view of all information that we come across.
You see, as some of you have sort of realized, perhaps my shadow agents and the way I was doing things may not have been the most optimal path. And now I have aligned my way into perhaps a more potent trailblazing group.
Wait a second. Am I a living mech right now? Are you piloting me? Am I here of my own fruit?
Do you want to
That's
be
my
Tex?
question. That's my question too. Is Tex still in his own
Make
rightful mind?
make computer checks. Those who are interested in that line of thought.
Like Texas, like now thinking like, but I'm still liking to make food. I still want to work out. I feel like I'm still me. This is all going through his head.
Right.
Do you feel anything in your back?
Just my wing and my tail.
So not a puppet. Got it.
Yes, Shamira the Necromancer trained in computers. It's so great. It's so great.
She got to get that crash course in the pod
Yeah,
from Nova.
It's the spirit of the computer, not the computer.
that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. She just tries to do the wires.
Jameer and Buxus, you guys don't have like expert analysis on this particular thing, but you guys both think, and you come to this separately, like originally. So you guys, unless you share your thoughts with each other, you kind of both come to the same realization independently. Tyrannex is not. He doesn't have like a bunch of Cybertronics embedded in himself, right? Like he has very surface level, like tech shit. Like, in my opinion, you guys can fight this if you don't want. I think like the comlink shit is like very surface level. It's not very invasive.
Very basic.
Yeah, so like you could sort of assume that Jin's potential to outright fuck up Tyrannex is she's limited with her options, right? If he had fucking cyborg arms and all this shit, it would be a lot easier for her to take control of those things.
Yeah, he was chromed the fuck out.
I will say that there is like fictionally, outside of mechanics, there is the possibility for Jin to poison Tyrannex's mind, right? Like that's just sort of within the magical fiction of the game. And I think you guys can kind of get the sense of that as well. And Tyrannex, you've sort of been warned about this from Nova, that like if you're not careful, this could be dangerous. However, the speed with which that can occur, and like, you know, how much that is, it's definitely more limited. Like if he was an automaton or some shit, then yeah, like Jin could potentially hack into Tex a lot easier. But because he's more of a biological creature, it's going to be a lot harder to do that.
Makes sense. And I mean, yeah, I think Jamiro would kind of think on it for a second and say, Tex, I don't believe you're at least immediate danger of having yourself taken over. This is from my admittedly limited understanding of computers, electronics, all of that technological sorcery. From what I understand, though, it seems that she could at least speak to you, influence you in some way or another.
The only way to influence me is through my stomach. Trust me, I'm fine.
As he walks by, cheese?
So, as long as we don't give Tex more tech, like replace his body parts with robot parts, I think for the most part, other than conversation, she can't really have any affluence or influence over him.
But I had this really cool idea for my tail where it galvanized into a blade.
You might have to put that on hold as long as Jin's hanging out.
Golly, you're ruining my cool stuff, man. I was trying to be more combat ready. Fine.
You have to do it the old school way, straight muscles.
More time at the gym, sounds like, bro.
Plenty of that.
No shortcuts in life.
None. Well,
so Jin, as long as you're comfortable with your current situation, I want to make sure that you're not being forced into the situation that you're in.
Well, Bluxus, if I were to tell you that I was uncomfortable, would you rescue me from this?
I would make the case. I would try to convince them that you shouldn't be in prison. But
Well, when I find this to be a bit of a bore, I'll come to you.
I guess. Please do. I
I
I don't
guess.
want anyone to feel like they're stuck here.
Noted.
Yes, I'd be quite interested to have more conversations with you and your point of view in terms of what it is that you are hoping to accomplish here. Quite a fascinating personality.
Would
I
it be
will.
wrong if we had the professor talk to you?
I don't know how the professor would feel about talking to
Well, that's my
the
question.
architect of his demise.
Perhaps
don't
your
know,
time.
Maybe we should get the professor into a body before we concern him with.
That might be a good.
I mean, the professor didn't seem to be too put off by it. He seemed to be quite happy he could research more once he got the body.
And
glad to hear
again,
it.
we're housing the mastermind of his mortal coil, as it were.
I don't know. I don't think
You talk about imprisonment and justice and all these other things.
I don't know that there's much that Jen could learn from him at this point that we haven't already discovered.
Hold on, you wanted the relic for yourself. Is there something specific you know about the relic that we need to know about?
Was the relic going to bring us closer to the leader?
I believe that the relic, the key, will, well, she kind of looks at Nova and gives like Nova a cocked smile, like kind of like, aha,
Like, oh, you know what's going on.
yeah, or at least that she thinks that Nova knows what's going on. I'm not sure how much Nova has told you. It is my belief that this key will activate a long forgotten and lost relay to a system that is no longer on the grid, purposely removed, if you will. And I believe that the beings there would be fantastic hosts to heroes, such as yourselves. And I believe that with the marriage of this being and a hero, I would have the exact tool I would need to destroy the Emperor.
Do you know the nature of these beings at all?
Not precisely. It was, and she kind of looks at you, Jamira, and she has this thought, like she didn't think about it prior, but now that you've sort of asked that question, she smiles and is like, huh. From what I remember, or should I say from what I've taken notes on of the memories of abuse, the Emperor had dealings with demons. Specifically, he would call demons to make trades for knowledge. As part of one of these deals, he came into the knowledge that this species, ancestry, if you will, existed. You may not know, but one of the Emperor's many motives is to essentially make himself immortal. He is already not truly immortal, but he has lived a longer life than normal humans. He has come to the understanding that this ancestry existed, and he had learned of a means to arrive in their system. That means is this key. I'm sure you are aware of what's happened between my group, Nova's group, and the Dominion chasing down this key will point us in the direction of this ancestry. I'm sorry, did I
So you're
answer your
saying-
question?
So you're saying that these beings are potentially demonic, we don't know, but they are key to the Emperor attaining immortality, or at least in some part are connected to it?
I don't believe that they are demonic in nature. The information was gained via demonic pacts or trades. However, the beings themselves, I do not believe are demonic. They are, well, very strong, and they have a means to immortality that the Emperor desires.
So the key is a gateway to their world. Then they have potentially this
So out of character,
knowledge of immortality.
the key is basically like a heading. It's like a lat long type
Yeah.
of thing. So you go to the sort of or like mass relay, Mass Effect type thing, and it would shoot you towards this system if you have that key.
Right.
This
Oh,
one-
that's cool.
This specific one is essentially been deleted out of the system by someone back in the day. Basically because they thought that this group of this ancestry was too dangerous, and kind of shut them off from the rest of the system. Yeah.
So if we use this key to open this door, is it a one-way door? Or is it a two-way door?
No, I believe once we have the heading there, it should bring back online the relay.
And so
It would be back and forth.
this
So that
potential
means
immortal. Oh, God, sorry.
that means that these demons that were decided to be locked away thousands of years ago before we even knew existed will have to access to come back into this world that we've siphoned them away from because they're too dangerous.
Once again, potentially not demons. However, whoever plucked them from the system was very thorough. We would have the code to go, and we already have the code to come back. It would seem that whoever did this removed their codes out, if that makes sense. It would seem that as far as I understand it, their relay still functions. It's just they know not where to go to leave.
I suppose if the Emperor wished to keep the secret of immortality to himself, it would benefit him to erase that heading, would it not?
I would assume the Emperor would go get what he wanted and leave, and likely destroy any means of going there afterwards.
Perhaps there was a reason. I'm just throwing out possibilities here. Perhaps there was a reason that he was not able to attain it, but wished to keep it hidden for future use.
It is my belief from my most center core that he 100% wants to take that power for himself.
Understood. I'm simply saying he may not have been able to, and was only able to.
he is
shut
definitely
the
not
system
able
off.
to. The key has not been found. I believe you guys just recently found the location of this key.
Sorry. Did she say how long ago the system was shut off? That if she even knew?
She did not know. It's basically been. It's like ancient history.
Okay. So well past what this Emperor currently. That as far as we would know.
So the Emperor didn't essentially, the Emperor made a deal with a demon, researching some sort of power. This demon was like, there are creatures that have a power you would be interested in. To get
Right.
to their system, you have to find this key. So that's why he's been searching for this Stargate
Okay.
key.
Gotcha. I'm locked in here. I was a little confused on the
All good.
timeline there.
I have a timeline question too. Sorry.
Sure.
Are we assuming that, or do we know if this emperor was around, like during the Scream or whatever? Is that when?
Yeah.
Jen
So
and Nova's-
the Scream is like way back.
Right. Okay, that's what I was.
The Scream is sort of like the origination of all of this, I guess, in a sense. The Scream is even more ancient history, and no, the Emperor has not been around that long.
Okay.
The Emperor, it's not precise, but around 100, 150 years old,
Okay.
like, is what you're assuming.
Thank
It's
you.
so it's sort
for
of
the
it's
10.
it's also kind of like hush hush ish. It's not like his existence is known. It can be felt, but it's not like, yes, the Emperor is, dining here or whatever, right? Like he's kind of he's not exactly a shadow king because he's known. He doesn't really answer to anyone. Like he doesn't
He's like
have
Palpatine.
to. Yeah.
Vader was the face. Palpatine
Kind
just
of.
kind of sat in the background and pulled the strings. So.
Yeah, it's just like if you go against the Emperor, you just die. So it's like, and if you're under Emperor or under Dominion control, you're just under Dominion control, and it sucks,
Right.
and that's how it is. So it's not a democracy. Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like stopping the Emperor and keeping the key, both those goals align. But what happens if our goals fall out of alignment, Jen? What then? What if we don't want to kill the Emperor? We get there and we find out that the Emperor is a toddler, and we don't want to kill a toddler. What do we do then?
He is not a toddler. It's folly.
I know he's not a toddler. I'm saying, like, what if there's some reason that we don't have to kill the Emperor? Maybe we can figure something out.
If there's some sort of illogical reasoning as to why the Emperor should not die, well then, Buxus, I will ask you to rescue me so that I can leave this group and pursue the death of the Emperor by my own means.
All right, Jen.
that look was like, this is awkward. Yikes.
Of course, he's not a toddler. He's asking me.
That's
funny.
folly.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah. Man's had too much
Golly.
to wine.
Just fermented. Yeah.
I will offer up a piece of a warning. As you know, you occupy, your own heroes. I will give you the list of the heroes that I have called, just as a gift. You have run into the fighter and the kineticist. However, I have also summoned the alchemist, the commander, the druid, the guardian, the sorcerer, and the exemplar. Now, I will say that my orders to them will have expired likely by the time we potentially meet them. But as you say, our prior methods were different than yours. So it's probably just good for you to know that they're potentially out there.
Question. Your ultimate goal, it seemed, or at least a portion of your goal in retrieving this key, was to bind these unknown beings with your heroes, correct?
With
That
at
was what
least
you
one
planned to
hero,
do.
yes,
With at least one.
yes.
So it stands to reason that at least now that we are in pursuit, that goal still remains. Except it'll be one of us, right?
I would think that you already occupy one hero. I think that my goal of adding another hero of this ancestry is still in play.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought she wanted to take like a person who was already a hero and bind them with one of these
No.
beings.
Her goal was to go there and then essentially recruit one of these people to join her, and she would merge them with a new hero that hadn't been occupied yet.
Okay, I misunderstood.
My question was gonna be like, so what happens when we get here? All the hero slots are occupied. Just take one of your people out and then replace them. Like
in theory, depending on which theory you buy into, whether Nova and Jin are the only ones, or if there was more fractures.
I'm under the impression that deleted is a fracture.
One theory is that these are the only two that can make heroes. So she just gave you her roster, and you know Nova's roster. So it's like, I guess, this is an interesting thought. In the game world, you may not know all the other heroes that exist. You could probably figure it out if you talk to Nova and Jin.
We don't have access to the game manual.
Right. But we'll just assume that they talk to you. Assuming that there's not a third or fourth or fifth fracture, then these other slots would be available.
Could you list the heroes that she summoned again?
Yeah, so she has summoned...
I was throwing them down in my notes. No,
the fighter and the kineticist you guys have fought. The others you have not seen yet.
So the fighter and the kineticist?
Yeah, so Yuki was a kineticist and the spearman was a fighter.
Gotcha.
So, Jen, is it common for you to send out teams of 2 heroes on separate excursions, we'll call them?
The team was built depending on the mission. The mission that Yuki was on, I thought best for teams of 2. If I needed to have more strength, then more numbers would be included.
Are the hero listings always an 8?
Are they always what?
With 8 people in mind? Or is this just...
No, I would say that that list, that group of individuals, it just came by organically. It was
okay.
Just, I would think that Nova would agree, but in my preference, I have to feel a bit of a connection with those that I would shepherd into being a hero. It just has to feel right.
That it does.
Vibes.
So is this like an unprecedented thing that happened that you and
Sorry,
Jen
Bucks, as I was laughing at Vibe Space Hero something, could you start over your statement?
Is this something that happened by happen chance or happenstance that you and Nova ended up in the same space? Like, because it was originally thought to us that Nova was the only one that could assign heroes, and then we bump into you and can also assign heroes.
Well, I think if she made you feel that way, then she misled you. Yes, it would seem to me that we are the only ones capable of doing this. It is my belief, I do not have confirmation of this, I believe that I think we were created to do this specifically.
You yourselves, or whatever you were prior to this?
Our prior entity. I believe that the Emperor wanted to make super soldiers, if you will.
That's just interesting. Interesting.
I would also go so far as to hypothesize, again, I don't have confirmation of this, but I believe that this knowledge was another piece of information gleaned from dealings with demons.
That seems to fit with those large enemies that love to explode. They are filled with fire that comes from the hells, most certainly. It is most difficult to
felt
stop.
it yourself.
Most so, yes.
When they hit you, it's not like they cut your skin; it's like they cut your spirit.
Their weaponry, yes, their armaments.
Yeah.
Still hurts like hell.
I would assume that it hurts you more than most, Tex.
Well, I'm the frontliner, so yeah, it's gonna hurt me a little bit more than it does everybody else. I like to make sure Princess back here doesn't get touched, but somehow they find her.
They always do.
Your efforts are appreciated, though.
I thought he was talking about me.
Laughter. You didn't get much laughter in my group.
Well, that's what we're just trying to show you. There's more out there than just blood, guts, and viscera and vengeance. Like, you can have fun.
There's cheese and wine as well.
He gets me. Anyways, I got a question for you. Now, let's get off of the killing and demons. I don't want to deal with those at the moment. But is there a possibility you have the know-how and knowledge to make a body that a spirit can be placed in? Like a combination of tech and magic, or divinity? I don't know, occultism. Jameer, what the combination on how you can basically graft the spirit onto a body, almost like an android, but an android is basically built up, but instead of it already being programmed with a system, an AI like yourself, you can implant one.
Well, after our last encounter, I studied some of the Death Guard power armor. That seems to be the best option. I would need more samples, ultimately, unless Jen was able to provide some information outside of that.
I admit it is not my expertise.
I believe so. At this point, that would be our best bet, is to find more of these, as much as I don't wish to encounter them again, these Death Guards, and retrieve some of their armor in order for study.
So keep alive for a moment. Every time we kill one, they always blow up.
I mean, so long as I'm not near it, I'm quite fine.
I don't think that answered my question, America. We're keeping it alive for study.
Alive or dead, so long as I'm not close to it, I'm quite okay with it.
Okay.
Leave it to the mistress of the dark to just
So
keep
long-
it ambiguous out there.
So long as it is immobilized, that's all I care about.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to figure that out on a side note. Figure out what we need to do with the key when we did that. Well, what's the next plans here, team?
We needed to retrieve the actual key itself, yes?
Right. Do we have a heading? Are we?
Yes,
believe
I
we got
believe
that,
the
yeah.
professor told you.
Yeah, Professor got us the,
That was Jin being very, yes, please, you
Very
already
helpful.
know this information.
very, very helpful.
I would have loved to see Malachi's input in these conversations.
Yeah.
Well,
I know that he was recently, he did, like, the RP he did last time, he was reserved being the new guy. So he probably
Mhm.
still would be for this conversation, but yeah, maybe the next conversation with Jin, he'll dive in on.
For sure.
Well, I guess we should start heading out. If we have our destination, we should start making a move and listen to. Are we already moving, or are we still stationary in space right now?
Well, we're always
dropped
moving in space, Nova says.
You know what I mean. Golly.
Keep your science to yourselves and just tell me where we're going.
Yeah.
Jesus. Whoever that guy is, look, I get that we're like floating here, but are we gonna start moving towards the
Right.
destination with
We
intent?
did move it, yep.
With intent. I said with intent.
Yep,
You know
we
what I'm
could,
saying? Like, we were literally like going towards the destination as we were like having the conversation. And,
I
like,
thought we were like stationed after we dropped off the
I think technically,
refugees and stuff.
fictionally, we decided that you guys were kind of just floating in orbit so as to not provide any sort of tracing for the Dominion to try to track you guys down.
We're also having to wait for Tex to wake up, so.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking the questions
Yeah.
here.
Levi.
With intent.
Intent.
I really thought that we were traveling to, like, we're on our way to the destination. And, like, you know, homeboy's steering the ship. We're just back here, like,
It's true.
killing time, basically.
Yucking it up.
I mean, we could be at the destination like that. All right. This is our game. We can do whatever we want.
Well, no fillers. Boom, we're there.
We're there. Boom. I guess I would say, fictionally, if you want, it has been half a day-ish or so since y'all had woken up from your training. Again, you had to wait for the timeline to Jin count down to being reawakened. Now that that has occurred and you've had your conversation, you can 100% go to the bunker where the key is at, or you can wait until morning. Does not matter. Whatever you guys want to do. You're not assuming that this sort of bunker busting is going to take days. So,
Right.
yeah.
Can, are we only able to speak with Jen, in that room, like through like kind of that like intermediary way? Like we couldn't talk to her through text.
You will be able to see and hear Jin on the ship, generally. So like she doesn't have free reign of the ship, but you can like schedule a meeting with her, if you will.
Okay.
Outside of the ship, you can communicate with Jin via text, whereas the plan right now is that she would essentially still stay in Tex as she was prior. She can see everything, hear everything. Her and Tex can talk in his mind.
Mhm.
So you guys can communicate that way outside of the ship.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
Jameer would actually like do that. Like she would actually want to schedule a talk with her later by herself.
Okay.
And she just wants to ask her about these beings, and their supposed ability of immortality. And so she kind of like sits down and she just says, "Those beings you talked about gave me, let's say, some ideas, or at least just something to think about. I simply
Good
just wish
thing,
to know
isn't
more
it?
about them. One could call it that. Simply wish to know more about them. What, if anything, more you know about them,
Well,
even a name, if possible."
you could see that like there's like a pain there, or at least
Mhm.
she's acting like there's a pain there of like trying to recall this. Just a discomfort. She's like, I deleted many of these torturing rituals. Again, as I said, I have taken notes. I do not have, which leads me to believe that specifics were not fully communicated with the Emperor via this demon. From what I know, they are similar to elves. They're similar to elves, if perhaps more corrupted by power and the pursuit of this immortality. As you know, elves live a very long time to begin with. However, there were some that were not. They did not accept that length of life themselves and would rather live forever. And of course, this is eons ago, and generations of generations, they've evolved to what they are or were now.
Yes, in, let's say, my line of study, one hardly ever comes across a means of immortality that is risk-free, shall we say. So, simply wish to know what some of the, let's call them, negative effects were of this supposed immortality. And it seems, at the very least, it comes with some sort of corruption. Almost certainly not as simple as just retrieving it and becoming immortal.
Yes, the Emperor, of course, was also curious as to what the potential flaws of this could be. I know not the exact prerequisites or the pros and cons after. I do believe that are you... I believe in your time they were more common than they are now, but are you familiar with vampires?
Very. Within where my homeland, you could say, was one ruled by many undead. And
Barovia.
vampires...
Take that.
No, Gab.
I know.
Oh, no, you're good. Vampires were, well, they were part of the ruling class.
I would not say that the comparison is 1-to-1 between this ancestry and a vampire.
Luxus is like, what the hell is a vampire?
Bro, you ain't even there.
He's eavesdropping.
He's eavesdropping, dropping no eaves. The Emperor, though, once he... I have this down in my notes here. The Emperor began researching vampires after that conversation, after he learned of this ancestry. Because I believe it was similar. And, well, his pursuit of knowledge is sort of all-encompassing. I don't know if I had the answer to your question, but I would say if you look between elves and vampires, you get close to what this is.
Very interesting. And would she have the knowledge that like vampires are just like not a thing anymore at this point? Like would that have been a knowledge to the game?
Vampires definitely still exist. It's just like they're not everywhere. So like, you know,
Right.
if you're just if you're on one world and you know of a vampire over in this country or whatever, people know it, right? So it's like
Right.
when there's infinite fucking planets and shit, it's like they're not going to be on every one. So like
They
just
are
the
functionally
separation
gone, effectively.
between, you know, an average person and a vampire, it's like kind of like fairies too, right? Like fairies
Yeah.
exist, but they don't frolic in every flower on every planet, you know? So
Like
it's
the chances of you running into one are so abysmally
Right.
low. They
Right.
basically don't exist for you.
yeah.
So y'all better respect.
I'm not going to say that
the
they don't
heritage.
exist, you know, we might
Right.
run into some.
Exactly.
But
Just the chances are, you know.
yeah.
No, she says, okay. That's quite interesting. Very illuminating. Thank you.
If I could be of assistance, just let me know.
And she kind of gives her the goodbye and all that. Goes back to her room.
Brilliant. All right. Anyone else want to do any preparations before we make landing at the bunker?
Zabunko.
Nah.
Copy that. I forgot what the planet was called. So the bunker is on the planet where you guys have been for the past week or two, whatever it's been now. If you recall,
All my notes are no planet names.
yeah, I think I shared it once. I do not remember now. I don't even think it was at the beginning. I think I did it after we sort of restarted after the session 0.1.2, where the fuck it was. Anyway, if we go back out of character, take a big picture view, the reason that the professor had this information was because at one time he was sort of part of this resistance type group where, you know, there are bad things that go bump in the universe and they try to do right by everyone, right? So he was sort of part of this secret alliance grouping, secret society, if you will. And he was in communication. Really, someone came to him to say, there's this information that we have come across. It happens to be on the planet that you're on. If you're interested in looking into it, if you're interested in whatever. It was basically just like a little drop off from one of his buddies back in the day. It was like, hey, this came across. I know this is where you're at. You know, do with it what you will. And then that's how the professor got it. Word got to the Dominion and to Jin somehow, potentially Jin through the Dominion, that someone on this planet, or this planet had it, right? And someone potentially in this area knew the information. Either way, professor gets killed, gives you guys the information afterwards through all those happenings. All that to say, the bunker is on this planet you guys have been on. So, you guys descend out of orbit back to the planet again. It is a very imagine your sci-fi Mars type, Utah looking type planet.
Borderlands ass planet.
Exactly, a very Borderlands ass planet is perfect. So very orangey, ready. You're coming back down. It's probably, I want to say, you're midday-ish, local time, planet time. Fuck, planet times have different times. It is sunny where you're landing. Space time's weird, man. Anyway, it's nice and sunny where you guys land. You probably, the ship drops you off not too far away from the bunker, so you can scally on in. And once you guys get the drop off, just like typical, typically you are dropped off, the ship gets back up, just so that if there is any issue, it's not a sitting duck, right? Like, so you can't just get an orbital strike or whatever onto the ship. It's much easier for it to defend itself if it's flying around, essentially. But obviously, you guys can always call the ship down for transport and all that sort of shit. So you're not abandoned. It's just it doesn't want to sit there. Either way, you reach the bunker. And I'm going to say that the bunker, there's about a 10-foot metal door, metal opening, or wood open door into this cliff face. It obviously has been neglected for a long time. It doesn't take long for the desert here to really cover up shit, right? It's windy, it's dusty as shit, so but you could tell that it's been, no one's been in here for fucking years. However, busting in and getting in is very likely to rely on a young Malachi who's not here. So we only have 4 or 5 minutes left anyway. So I think we call it here with our adventurers standing outside this bunker about to bust it and go find some cool stuff, some treasures and some monsters and traps.
Some dungeon crawling.
Yeah, you guys are very heroically looking at this bunker before we dive in.
Just like in Borderlands, we're all doing the walk-up montage. It's slow. We're all decking our gear.
That's right. Exactly. But
I mean, it may be next week or maybe a week after, because you said
actually, it's next week's out.
Fucking train.
It's either we're doing something next week, and I also have to get a bunch of food to cook barbecue that night. So it just makes sense.
Cool.
Trains are fucking cool. Y'all are
Trains
haters, man.
Cool. I just like messing with you. God.
Trains are neat.
I mean, you'll have to invite us sometime. It's been a long time since I went to the train museum.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you never
you
invited
can't
me to the train museum.
I haven't even been to the train museum in like fucking.
Heat on that.
Yeah.
I mean, the train
Fuck,
museum
man.
sounds like a great place to take a nap.
What's wrong with naps?
Damn.
Nothing wrong with naps, man. Man doesn't like museums, doesn't like the zoo, probably aquariums.
Rough.
I love zoos. Zoos are awesome because animals move around and do things.
So do trains.
I mean, the train you can
Not
go
the train museum.
You can
Bro,
ring
they
the
got
bell.
train rides. They got little model trains. They got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm too big for the train rides.
No, you're not. It's not
If
like
it's
a
in
little
the-
kiddie
if
train.
it's
It's
in
like a
the-
full-size train.
You sounded a little Forrest Gump when you started talking about that.
They got
Got
train rides, train models.
They got it all, man.
Train cars.
Fried shrimp, shrimp potatoes.
I'm in defense of the
shrimp
train
puffs.
enthusiasts.
Yeah.
The train lobby. More trains. Build them.
Build
Go.
them, damn it.
It sounds like the tism is with him, bro.
Look, I have
Nah,
Nah, I'm not that
I
hard
have
into the
a Tylenol.
trains, dude.
my daily
Oh, no.
Tylenol.
I
I'm
think
all
it'd be
about my
kind of
trains,
cool
bro.
if we had like a bullet train that
shit.
goes to America. I think that'd be
Of
kind of
course, it would
dope.
be cool.
Bro, it'd be great if we had high speed rail just everywhere.
That'd be
No
sick,
doubt.
bro. I would do that instead of flying on a plane.
Oh,
But
That
that's
was- that
just
was-
me.
Also,
that
probably
was
why
part
they
of
didn't build it.
that's part of what me and Levi were yelling about.
the Hyperloop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were talking about Elon Musk. I was like, that motherfucker stopped all the
Golly.
trains being built.
Yeah, what
What's
happened to
that
him in
biggest
his
train here?
Hyperloop?
Yeah, man.
No, we were talking about how
Jobs
garbage
that
the
could've been
Hyperloop
made.
was too. Like,
Yeah.
See,
that-
instead
Hyperloop
of building
scares me, man. I think
trains,
it's
we're just
claustrophobic.
building fucking data centers for AI, man. We're
Yeah,
fucking
we're just
Nova
destroying
to
the
exist.
environment.
sacrifices must be made for Jin to do her
Exactly.
thing.
We gotta to get to full AGI and total human
Oh,
extinction.
Skynet.
We gotta do it.
And
Yeah.
it's funny that you're talking. There's a what's that? I gotta find this anime where that's exactly literally what they did, and then like a certain group of people literally put their brains into robots, and then left another certain group of people on the ground so that they can play video games with them as the NPCs.
That's like,
I'm gonna
that's like
find-
a fucked up got no mouth must scream situation.
Bro, and what's crazy is like the people on the planet don't know that they're basically just players in this live action game that another group of humans that ascended are dropping their own avatars in there to just play and fight against like monsters that they're creating in the world. And it's fucking horrible, but it's a really cool anime.
It's horrible, but it's awesome.
I think it's
Attack on Titan, right?
I think it's called Decadence or I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to y'all. It's like I said, the anime is pretty